Okay, last for the night. I just recorded 7 reviews in a row. So let's get going on this. We got the Tale of the Dream Machine. First off, I want to say that this kid in this episode, the Asian kid, the main character, wears a tie. Is that a 90s thing? Because I grew up in the 90s. I don't remember anyone wearing a damn tie to school. Not even the dorks. So that was odd. I was like, really? You're wearing a tie? Like, I remember in the 80s that was kind of a little bit of a thing. But man, I must be I must not be remembering the early 90s very well. Maybe in Canada where this was filmed, that was the thing. Doesn't matter. I just thought it was like, really? A tie with like a full button-up shirt to school at like 10? Or nah, they're like 12, 13. Maybe 14. Geez, how old? I can't tell with kids anymore. But the girl in this episode, the little black girl that he's with, she's beautiful. What a beautiful little girl. I bet she grew up to be one hell of a babe. So he finds this little typewriter, dream machine, and whatever he types on it, they dream about. I really liked the concept of this idea that like every time, like every story he wrote on it, like they dreamt about, but then once it was being read, it was coming true. And that's something I've always kind of thought about, like how every time we throw on a movie, these characters in it have to live it all over again. And if I have to believe of them to be true in that moment, then they actually exist in that universe. And so when I throw on a movie, I'm basically making these characters resurrect and live all the events of these again. And I'm seeing them from their like genesis to their demise over and over and over again. And to think these characters could be pulled in there like that is, it's interesting to think about. It's thought-provoking. It's, of course, hogwash and nonsense. It's not something that's actually happening. But for the thinker's mind, for people like me who just like to pull things apart because life can be a tad boring at times, and getting into these things and really dissecting them and getting some intrigue out of it because you're just like, oh, wouldn't that be cool? It just makes us better writers, better storytellers. It expands our imaginations. So I really liked that idea. I've thought about that. There's lots of different stories and whatnot. In the Mouth of Madness is kind of like that. A recent movie I watched called I, Madman's like that, where just stories kind of come to life as people read them and the characters in it. That Stranger Than Fiction, I think, with Will Ferrell, right? Like he's trying to figure out, like he's a fictional character and he's trying to talk to his creator. A lot of stuff like that. Another movie, I'm not going to say the next movie because that's actually a spoiler, so never mind on that one. But I've seen it a lot, and it always makes me wonder and think about all these films I see and how I bring it in. And same thing with novels. Like as soon as I start from the beginning, it's like pulling these characters. And then that's just me watching them. Like there's thousands of people, and they play them in the cinema, and thousands of people are experiencing them, and they're just going through these events over and over and over and over again. But they'd have no memory of going through those cycles, so I don't know. But it just makes me think of it. What else did I want? The teacher, when she's doing this, she goes and gets on the treadmill and is eating a donut when she's doing it. That was pretty funny, especially because she's larger. So you're like, pretty sure I know why that exercise isn't working. I did find it very odd, though, that the kid's friend, the dude that he's with, when he finds out that the dream machine works, his initial reaction, like instant reaction, is, dude, do you know how many people we could terrorize with this? What? That's your first thought? You need to get this kid to a mental health facility very fast, because is that really your first thought? Not like, oh man, like, and I'm not saying I'm any better, because my first initial thought would be like, oh my God, I could write the best sex dreams for myself. And like, I'd just write them down as fast as I could and then just kind of fall into it and just have like every hot chick ever imaginable. And in the dream, it would feel real. So yeah, as I said, I'm a pervert and I get that, but that's me, that's my own thing. This isn't hurting anybody, me being like that. But this guy wants to terrorize people? First thought? Wow, is this kid getting bullied? We gonna see another school shooting here or something? Jesus Christ, man, that's terrible. That's his first thought. Anyway, all right, I think that's it, man. I don't think I can review anymore. All right.